One of the great illustrations that Jesus used was the parable of the fig tree. He also, as he approached Jerusalem, cursed the fig tree, and the disciples wondered at what he was doing. Let's read about it in Matthew chapter 21 and then Matthew 24. Now in the morning, as he returned to the city, he was hungry, and seeing a fig tree by the road, he came to it and found nothing on it but leaves, and said to it, "Let no fruit grow on you ever again." Immediately the fig tree withered away. When the disciples saw it, they marveled, saying, "How did the fig tree wither away as so soon?" So Jesus answered and said to them, "Assuredly I say unto you, if you have faith and do not doubt, you will not only do what was done to the fig tree, but also if you will say to this mountain, 'Be removed and be cast into the sea,' it will be done. And whatever things you ask in prayer believing, you will receive." And now Matthew 24, verse 32, the parable of the fig tree. "Now learn this parable from the fig tree. When its branches has already become tender and puts forth leaves, you know that summer is near. So you also, when you see all these things, know that it is near at the door. Assuredly I say unto you, this generation will by no means pass away until all these things take place. Heaven and earth shall pass, but my words will by no means pass away." And here is Arie to tell us more about the parable of the fig tree and the fig tree, Israel the nation.
Thank you, Wendel, that you gave me to talk about a fig tree, because as a Jew belonging to this nation, of course, it's very important for me. And let me start this way. The fig tree. In Hebrew, we call it te'ena or paga. In English, fig. In German, Vogel. And if you look in most of the languages, you have this almost the same name. What is the meaning of fig or faga or Vogel or so on? This tree belongs to a family which we call the ficus family. Naturally, it doesn't grow here. It grows in tropic area, like the sycamore tree. And look what happens. Because it grows in tropic area where you don't have season, winter, summer, spring, autumn, what happens if you take this tree and you plant it in higher latitude, it will start bringing fruit like it used to bring in the tropic area. I mean, almost every 3 months, every 6 months. It doesn't know that it's in higher latitude. And that's why people could expect to have fruits in April, also in July, August, which is the season, and of course now in September you can see the fig on the tree. They are ready. So remember that this tree is expected to give fruit in time and not in time. The same that God expected from Israel, to give fruit all the time, not only in his season. But more than this, let us take the story that we've just read from Matthew 21. The disciples, or let us start with Jesus. He climbed up from Bethany or Bethena, house of the figs. He arrived to Bethpage. What is Bethpage? Again, the house of the figs on the eastern slope of Mount of Olives. He arrived there and he saw a fig tree. He expected to see a fruit. Of course, in April we have early fruits, but maybe somebody else took them all. In fact, there was not a fig, even one on the tree. And Jesus said to the tree, from now on you will not have any fruit. Now, when the people saw it the next day and they were astonished, what he said, look on this mountain. To which mountain he pointed? No doubt, from the place of the fig tree, from Bethpage, you see one mountain very clear. And this mountain is called Herodion. This is the mountain where Herod the Great was buried. And just a year ago, they found huge monumental grave of Herod the Great. If you have faith, you tell this mountain, be moved and be cast to the sea. And when you stand there, in the spot of Bethpage, you see the Herodian mountain. You see the Dead Sea. You can understand that Jesus pointed on a very clear thing. Don't be afraid of the Herodians. Don't be afraid of the Hellenism power. Don't be afraid, you little ones, of this huge, mighty power that built not only Herodion, but built a temple in Jerusalem. Don't be afraid. You are going to win this war. So you can see that the mountain is not just mountain topographically. We use it again and again. You know this saying that Muhammad, of the Muslims, it is a saying that if the mountain doesn't come to Muhammad, let Muhammad go to the mountain. Why? Because mountain represent power. Power. You say to this mountain be cast. No doubt the power of the Herodians. Let us go again to the fig tree. What Jesus said in Matthew 24. When you see two elements, the third element is going to appear. What are the elements? First to say, when you see the branches become soft, what is the meaning? Look, now I take the branch and look what I can see. I can bend it all the way, you see? All the way, it doesn't break, right? Why? Why I can do it now, it doesn't break? Because now they are soft, the branches. If you come to the same tree and you come in the winter time, the branches of this tree are like glass. You just make a little bit and they break. Like glass. And it's one of the most interesting to come to the fig tree all the year and see what Jesus said. When you see the branch come off, so many times I'm here during the year and I show it to the group. I bend, boom, it breaks. And then I tell them next month it will make another more. Now I can bend it all the way. So look, this is one of the signs that Jesus said. And what is the second one? Full of leaves. The leaves, when you see the branches and the leaves, what you know that summer is coming. Let me say very clear. The word summer in English, it's a name of a season, right? But the word summer in Hebrew is something else. You know what is summer in Hebrew? We call it kites. You know what is kites? Kites is the name of the fruit of the fig tree. Right? Amos, the prophet says, I see a kind of a basket full of kites, full of fig. You see, so the word kites, the word summer in Hebrew is already the fruit of the fig, and that's why this season is called behind the fig tree. In other words, what Jesus said, when you see the branch, when they are soft, and the tree is full of leaves, you know that the fruit is coming. You see how beautiful the word kite, the fruit is coming. Let me ask you, who from all the trees is giving the fruit, the kites, in this season of August, September, which is the most hot season, the most hot time in our land? Who? Only one tree, the fig tree. Look at the olives. It's not giving now. It's waiting when it's going to be much more colder in October. Look the pomegranate in October, right? Look at the almond. He did it already 3-4 months ago. The only one that gives the fruits in the middle of the heat is August, when all the other trees are dreaming. What is the symbol? Israel is going to blossom, to give fruit, when all the nations will just be dreaming. In other words, it will be so clear. All the nations will come, like we go now in this season, everyone is going to the fig tree. Why? Because we know that we will find their fruits. The same is going to be in the future. when Israel will start giving fruit to all the world, all nations will come to Jerusalem, will come to get the sweetness of this beautiful fruit called the fig